Good afternoon, and thank you for taking the time to check out this presentation. I would like to show you the latest round of changes to your design. I believe I've given you what you've asked for. Looking here overhead down onto the proposed walkway, I think you can see that the proportions are a little bit different and closer to what you guys want. Just to give you some idea of the scale here, the depth of this planting bed is identical to the depth of the planting bed that is there now. The width of this walkway is identical to the timber frame edging which is there now, the flagstones which are set, and then the outer timber frame before it slopes down to the street. What I've given you is a random cobblestone walkway. I envision it set on stone dust with sand-swept joints, and then those joints are sealed. You'll notice that the width of the pathway leading up to the front door is nice and generous. Two people can walk side by side with no problem at all. The width of the breezeway entrance is narrowed somewhat. That's just to sort of draw the eye more towards the front door to the main entrance, as it should be. And to further delineate the differences between the breezeway entrance and the front entrance visually, I have blocked visually the breezeway entrance with this transplanted Japanese maple. That's for the view from the street. It sort of minimizes the importance of that entry. And I've also framed the main entrance with these two planters. You'll note here the steps. Here, I'll give you a different view. There's about 2 feet in elevation change currently from the existing grade where people walk up and your front door, the finished floor elevation of the house, that is. So the change in elevation is taken care of through a generous landing here, 2 steps down to a minor landing, which can either take you down to this small seating area, which I'll get to in just a moment, or down to this main walkway. The face of these steps right here, I envision as just a stone veneer, ashlar stone, which is quarried locally and very attractive. There's several ways we can do it, but that way is lovely. Here's another view, sort of comparing the breezeway entrance to the front entrance. I have not called out specific plantings, but I have called out specific shapes to the plantings. So you'll notice tall, narrow evergreens between the windows, not blocking the windows, but between them, and then more rounded, globular flowering shrubs in front of the windows. And when it comes time to deciding on those specifically, I will call out for shrubs which will never outgrow the space. I've also suggested rose trellises on either side of the breezeway here. Here's another view looking down the main walkway to the front door. I think it looks quite lovely, and I'm very pleased with it, and I hope you are as well. This is the area in front of the living room. You can see that the seating area is greatly reduced as you wanted, and the change in elevation from the front door down to the side of the house is taken up by 2 small terraced beds, which are held back. The soil is held back with these retaining walls, which will be faced with the same stone as up here by the steps. This is just one way we could go, but I think it's a very good way. I've called out these evergreen, tall evergreen shapes to give you filtered sunlight and a little bit of privacy from the street as well as your neighbor. And then a nice, large, deciduous, probably a Japanese maple, not the same variety, but a similar cultivar to what you have there now. This too would be a semi-dwarf and will never outgrow the space. It'll give you nice fall color, very interesting bark in the winter, and of course nice filtered sunlight during the spring and summer. So there you have it. I hope that this has been informative. Please let me know your thoughts if you'd like to move forward. I'm more than happy to move to the next phase, which would be construction documents and getting everything estimated out, getting some estimates to you. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.